Good morning. I'm graduate student Alexis Nolfi, and along with Mangesh Kulkarni, we are part of the team Cyte Solutions Lens. Dry eye disease is a debilitating condition characterized by pain, irritation, decreased vision, and damage to the ocular surface of the eyes. Unfortunately, it's also very prevalent, so up to 1 in 3 of us will suffer from dry eye at some point in our lifetimes. And unsurprisingly, this really lends itself to a total global dry eye market that's fairly large, valued at about $5 billion currently, 50% or so of which is tied up in the cost of prescription drug prices. For me, though, dry eye is very personal. So my symptoms started in 2012 after being passed from doctor to doctor and specialist to specialist and trying one cumbersome eye drop product after another cumbersome eye drop product. In 2020, here we are, and I still do not have symptomatic relief from my dry eye symptoms. And unfortunately, my story isn't atypical. Most of us dry eye sufferers actually have the exact same story. So, as fate would have it, in fall of 2018, I met with dry eye specialist Dr. Vishal Janji, and we launched a plan to come up with a treatment that actually does work. And this is really where Cyte Solutions Lens was born. The Cyte Solutions Lens isn't just another cumbersome eye drop treatment. It's a revolutionary new treatment modality that combines the use of a platform coating strategy using natural biopolymers coated onto soft contact lenses that encapsulates a novel drug that targets the underlying cause of dry eye. So it's not just a symptomatic treatment like those cumbersome artificial tears. The power, though, is in the platform drug combination. When you put a Cyte Solutions Lens on the eye, the drug starts to release in a slow, sustained way at optimal doses over days. And this really makes for a more effective product, a product that actually works.
Thus, our innovative treatment modality has distinct competitive advantage over currently available prescription over-the-counter drugs on all different grounds relevant to patients and other stakeholders. Currently, we are at preclinical stage, about to start our large animal model and have plans to advance our technology for other indications through discontinuous innovation and multiple patents. In fact, we have already submitted a full patent for our dry eye indication in March of this year. So far, we have received over $120,000 in internal funding through the university, and the technology has been well received with numerous awards. Though we feel confident about our team's scientific expertise, we are seeking guidance and mentorship in regulatory affairs and are looking for business partners and additional funding for our larger scale animal studies. We appreciate your time and attention and happy to take any questions or comments. Thank you.
So a question, you mentioned that you received some good funding from Pitt, that you've submitted your full patent. Congratulations. Where are you with respect to starting up the company and negotiating licensing with Pitt?
So we are starting our large scale animal model, a large animal model in rabbits. We have shown efficacy and our hypothesis is proven in vitro, but we wanted to have in a animal model which is the similar size of humans. So rabbit has the eye curvature and the eye size similar to humans. So we want to first have proof of concept proven in the rabbit model that our technology actually works, one, and second, we can then, based on those studies, determine the dosage needed, the regimen needed. So once we have all that answers, and we hope to get that thing done within the year, we are actually ready for next steps.
Yes, just to add a little bit, right, admittedly, we are still currently in the in vitro stages of this project, but our animal studies, which were slated to start around April or so, they've gotten bumped by a few months, as I'm sure you can imagine. But we have been in pretty much constant contact with the Innovation Institute. Janice Panza there has been awesome. She's our technology licensing officer. And so she's really kind of kept on top of us with what the next steps are. So we were fortunate to have gotten our patent submitted in March. And so now we're just aggressively pursuing starting those large animal studies.
Hi, so my question is, well, first of all, I have Refresh right here that stays on my desk at all times. I have a terrible dry eye and I wear contacts, so I'm totally personally liking this one for sure. So, but from personal experience as well, how do you market to people? Because people are very finicky about their eyes. We're very sensitive about things we put in our eyes. And so how do you market something like this, saying that there will be a drug released in my eye consistently? And like, how long does the drug stay released? What are the long-term effects? So how would you talk to the normal consumer about something like this?
So I'm sure, as you know, it gets really cumbersome to put these eye drops in all the time. For me personally, I have a severe form of dry eye. So I have Sjogren's syndrome, which is an autoimmune condition where your tear glands actually get destroyed. And so I'm putting these drops in probably 20 times a day. You might be putting them in just as many times as I am. And you just get sick and tired of it after a while, especially when they don't work. So for anyone who's ever been to the eye doctor, the first time, they tell you they're going to put the drops in your eyes, they hand you a Kleenex because most of it is running down your face and it's draining away through your tear ducts and you're losing so much product as well. And I'm sure, as you can attest to as well, these things are not cheap. So these eye drops get really, really expensive. And so I think at some point, the pain point just becomes so great where at least I feel that I'm pretty much willing to try anything. And so contacts, thankfully, are a pretty familiar modality to a lot of people. I think a lot of us are comfortable already inserting them into our eyes. For people that aren't, you can certainly have help inserting them. If anything, if you put a contact in your eye and you wear it for maybe 3 or 4 days, so these will be indicated for about a 3 or 4 day usage period. That is how long our drugs will release for, and you won't necessarily have to remove them. So a one-time application for 3 or 4 days, I would probably take that little bit of cumbersomeness over putting in, 100 eye drops over the course of 4 days. So I think we would have a pretty strong marketing campaign that way. And also, if the product actually works, for me personally, and for so many people I've talked to, we just can't find relief. Even with the prescription products, Xiidra, Restasis, they just don't work well. And so if this is a product that actually does work, I don't care how much trouble it is, I'm going to use it.
Thank you. My question is around IP. You mentioned that you had it filed. Can you tell me what is protected? Is it the drug? Is it the lens? Is it the combination?
It's the combination. It's basically, we have 2 avenues going forward. One is our platform technology. So dry eye is our first indication, but then using the same technology, we can actually use this platform technology for other indications in dry eye, like keratitis or glaucoma. And so our patent actually covers all of that. And actually, because of that, it's a more leeway that we have, that we could actually go in different directions. And also we have also thought of or have plans to include corrective lenses in our platform technology. So that would then many of our in our discovery in our patient discovery, customer discovery interviews, that was one of the point that came up, and that we added into our technology, that we can actually provide corrective lenses along with the treatment that we are going for dry eye or any other eye that we actually use it for.